Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina rasulillah Muhammad ibn Abdullah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man walahu ba'd. Continuation with the rules of the prayers of istekhara. The first type of the prayers we are covering in this chapter, Anwa'u salah, the types of the prayers. Last time we covered the definition of istekhara, the cause of a prayer of istekhara. We made a distinction between the consultation, istishara, and the prayer of istekhara, which one should come first. Then we talked about the 4 ways of making salat al-istikhara, either with a prayer or without a prayer. We talked about it in details last time. Today, inshallah, I will cover some other aspects. I can tell that it's very important for many people. They keep asking about it. I will try, inshallah, to be brief. The way of performing Salatul Istikhara according to the school of practice, the way. Should we pray 2 rak'at? Is it only 2 rak'at if we decided to go with the prayer of that it's combination between prayers and supplication? 2 rak'at, or we could do more. We do 4 rak'at in the Istikhara, 6 rak'at in Istikhara. Like I'm praying Salatul Duha, for example, 8 rak'at. Can I do istikhara after? I'm praying in Ramadan, Salatul Qiyam, 8 or 20. Can I do istikhara after? According to the vast majority of scholars, the Hanafi and Maliki and Hanbali, that it's 2 rak'at, because the hadith said إذا هم أحدكم بالأمر فليصلي ركعتين. When you have something is confusing you, pray 2 rak'at. We have different understanding here. The vast majority, they said, in Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam was teaching this in several occasions. And the hadith said that he was teaching us istikhara like he was teaching us the verse of the Quran. That if he kept repeating, pray 2 rak'at, this means 2 rak'at. And this is why the vast majority of scholars choose this. They say 2 rak'at plus the supplication. 2 rak'at plus the supplication. The Shafi'i scholar, they said, and Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam indicated the minimum, but he did not talk about the maximum, because he said that start your dua with the prayer, and the minimum of the nafil, how many? 2. You cannot do 1. But he said pray 2 rak'at because usually people, they ask for the least, the less, not ask for the maximum. If he said pray 4 rak'at, this means you cannot do 2. But if he asks you to do 2, this means by default you can do more, right? Like Salat Ramadan or at night. If even came to know that the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam did 8 in Ramadan, is it haram to do 10? Is it haram to do 16? No, because it's already some of it imitating in Nabi, some of it extra. You can do the prayer as much as you can. For Shafi'i, said no, he referred to the minimum, but this doesn't mean that you cannot add more. Vast majority 2 plus the dua, and Shafi'i, they said 2 or more plus the dua. Then also we come to the recitation. If you are praying 2 rak'at, we have 3 opinions related to the recitation of the Quran. The first opinion said most of the reports talking about short surahs. Surah قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ in the first rak'ah, and Surah قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ in the second rak'ah. Why? Because both of them emphasizing the concept of monotheism. And you are seeking help from Allah, and Allah is one. Then it's good to have something referring to this. قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ in the first rak'ah, and قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ in the second rak'ah. We do it in some other occasions also. We do it in the 2 rak'at before Fajr, right? We do it in the 2 rak'at of the tawaf. After you finish your mandatory tawaf, you do 2 rak'at, we call it the 2 rak'at of the tawaf, and preferably to use قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ. For it's been inculcated, it's been memorized, this types of surahs. We have another opinion of some of the scholars. They said it's good for you to choose some verses talking about choices. Because your istekhara is a choices, right? You are confused and you would like to have luck in your choice. Then some verses, specifically in the Quran, indicating that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the final choice. They said you pray, you use in the first rak'ah, وَرَبُّكَ يَخْلُقُ مَا يَشَاءُ وَيَخْتَارُ مَا كَانَ لَهُمُ الْخِيَرَةُ. In Surah Al-Qasas, until the end of this ayat. And the second rak'ah, you say, you recite in Surah Al-Ahzab, وَمَا كَانَ لِمُؤْمِنٍ وَلَا مُؤْمِنَةٍ إِذَا قَضَى اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ أَن يَكُونَ لَهُمُ الْخِيَرَةُ مِنْ أَمْرِهِمْ. In both cases, the verses reflecting the root of word اختار. Khiyara means a choice. Hanbali, they said there is no preference. Two rak'ah. Nabi said pray 2 rak'at, then you can say any Quran. Third, after that, also part of the ethics of making prayers, that you start after finishing the 2 rak'at, right away you go for the dua, Allahumma inni astakhiru, or you say something before. We have the vast majority of scholars, Hanafi and Maliki and Shafi'i, they said you start with praising Allah and sending salah and salam for the Prophet, peace be upon him. Say Alhamdulillah, hamdan kathiran, Alhamdulillah, shukru lillah, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad, and until the end, and you say Allahumma inni astakhiruka bi'ilmik wa astaqdiruka biqudrik. But say, and Nabi alayhi salatu salam indicated to the dua of al-istikhara when he was teaching the Sahaba, but by default he told us before you start any kind of serious ibadah, start with hamd and salah. Start with hamd. من لم يبدأ بحمد الله كل أمر لا يبدأ بحمد الله فهو أقطع. Means it's not perfect when you don't involve praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in what you are doing. You are not doing a perfect job. Then when you start making dua, face the qibla. Also part of the ethics of making dua, you start you face the qibla and you do this dua, the dua of al-istikhara. What is the dua of al-istikhara? Allahumma inni astakhiruka bi'ilmik wa astaqdiruka biqudratik wa as'aluka min fadlika al-azim فإنك تقدر ولا أقدر وتعلم ولا أعلم وأنت علام الغيوب. It's all praising this part of it, all praising to and glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you move to the second part, Allahumma in kunta ta'lamu. If based on your advanced knowledge you know that this is something good, إن كنت تعلم أن هذا الأمر خير لي في, it's good for me in 3 areas. ديني, first deen, second معاش, life, وعاقبة أمري, the final destination. These 3 things you specify. ديني, معاشي, and عاقبة أمري. This is one report. In another report, عاجل أمري وآجلا, ودنيا and the hereafter. Dunya and the hereafter. فيسره لي ويسرني له. Make it easy for me and make me easy for it. And the other side, if Allah knows, وإن كنت تعلم أن هذا الأمر شر لي في ديني معاشي عاقبة أمري, all the 3 things, or this dunya and the hereafter عاجل أمري وآجله فاصرفه عني, keep me away from and keep it away from me. صرفه عني واصرفني عن, then choose the best for me واقدر لي الخير حيث كان ثم ردني به, make me satisfied with it. It's a very simple dua and seeking a request, seeking guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I would like to remind you about what I mentioned last time, that this dua, according to the vast majority, it should be said after the prayers. And some of the scholars, including some Shafi'i, Imam al-Shubari from Shafi'iyya, Imam Ibn Hajar, also Imam al-Adawi from the Maliki, Ibn Taymiyyah from the Hanabila, they said it could be also done in the prayers. And they said you could do this dua while you are making sujood, or you could do it after tashahhud. And by doing this, you are done with your istikhara. A few other things, very quick. I called it Masail and istikhara, usually some other things that we might cover. What is good for the mustakhir if you did istikhara? What's good for you? To wait. Don't rush the answer and don't start complaining, I did istikhara, once I did not get anything. What's wrong? I did. النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام said, يستجاب لأحدكم ما لم يعجل فيقول دعوت فلم يستجب. You will get your answer as far as you are not rushing things. Once you said, I did dua and they did not get any answer, you will not get it. This is in Bukhari and Muslim. Second, can we repeat the istikhara for the same matter? Can we repeat the istikhara for the same matter? We would like to buy a house, or to move to a new job, or to change the state, or to buy a car, used car for example, or a brand new car, or you borrow some money from someone, or you lend someone. If you are confused, can you do it? Can you repeat the istikhara? Yes. We have the vast majority of scholars, Hanaf and Malikiyya and Shafi'iyya, they said it's recommended to do the istikhara 7 times for the single matter. For 7 times for the single matter. Why 7? Because there is a weak hadith, we say weak, but we could use it with the support of some other things. Number 7, it's unique number in Islam. 7 days, 7 heavens, 7 earth. The Hasanat, they say 7, 2, 700. Number 7, it's 7 recitations. We have number 7. It's been used in some other occasions, the exact number. Then it's good to do also to do your dua for 7 times. And I taught you before the way we were taught to recite Surah Yasin for the barakah and for the guidance and for the blessings. There is certain ayats when you reach, you do it 7 times. Okay? And I mentioned this previously in my speech. Hanafi and Malik and Shafi'i, they said it's recommended to do this because there is a weak hadith that the Nabi ﷺ taught Anas. He said, when you do istikhara, do it for 7 times. When you do istikhara, do it for the same matter. Even the Shafi'i, they said, if you did it 7 times and you're still confused, repeat and do it another 7 times or more than 7. The third issue here also, can you give a proxy to someone to do istikhara? Maybe you are not in a position to do istikhara, or maybe you feel that someone else closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your father, you would like to use your father as an intercession. Can we do this? Yes. You would like to use your sheikh to do it. You did it yourself and you would like to get support from someone else. Can you do it for me? 2 better than 1, right? 3 better than 2, always in Islam. Can we repeat this? We have here the issue of, because it's a combination of the prayers and dua, we cannot give a proxy to someone to do prayer. If there is a proxy, it will be good. I can pay someone to do the 5 daily prayers, especially Fajr. Fajr is hard. When it's 3:30, I will pay someone, maybe he's awake and I will sleep. If we could do this, but it's not acceptable to give a proxy to someone to do the prayer. Physical ibadat, it should be done physically. Your prayers, your fasting, just only for yourself. You don't do it as a substitute for someone else. And the only exception came for Hajj as an exception. Why? Because it's part of it financial. financial, and then when it's finance, it's easy. You can give a proxy to someone. But for the ibadah itself, you need intention. The prayer, you need intention. Then how can you intend the prayer for yourself and you are doing dua for someone else? Because of this, some of the scholars, they said, no, dua istekhara, it's a personal matter. However, we have the Imam of the Maliki and Shafi'iyya, they said, no, it's the prayer, it's just opening. And what is meant by istikhara is the dua. And dua, it could be done by anyone. Could be done by you to myself, by me to myself, and by you to myself. What's wrong? I come to you and ask you, can you make dua for me for success, or can make you dua for me? Always. Then what's wrong? Make dua for istikhara that Allah will guide this person. And also when we look, I support this opinion, even if it's not Hanafi. I support it. Why? Because if they are talking about the prayer as an obstacle, also we allowed Hajj, and the Hajj has a prayers. The 2 rak'at of tawaf, it's associated to the Hajj. And when you do the tawaf, you will do 2 rak'ats with your own intention. But the Hajj will be for someone else. Then the answer, yes, you can do istikhara on behalf of someone else. Final 2 things. The signs of acceptance. Many people ask about the signs of acceptance. The 3 major signs of acceptance. The first one, good feeling. You have a positive feeling about do or don't do. If you are asking, should I do it? Then you have something, you feel comfortable. You feel happy, you feel easy. If you have this is one of the signs. Second, what it comes to your mind first as a sign, because the hadith said, فَإِذَا سَبَقَ ثُمَّ انظُرْ الَّذِي سَبَقَ إِلَى قَلْبِ. The hadith when he taught Anas to do, he said, look what it comes first. Then usually what it comes first will be a reaction of the istikhara. Third, the thing that you are about to do, things around you start being easier. So I say, the ease of anything, it's a sign of permission, and the hardship of anything, it's a sign of quit. You made istikhara to buy a house, and you start fighting with the agent, and after that you figure out that there is something wrong with the title, and you start figuring out that something underground, and the loan, these obstacles, then stop. You got already enough indications that this is not moving on. But you start doing something, and things from nowhere, they came to you, even things that you did not work hard for. And they start here from there, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making it easy for you. فالسو التيسير في الأمر دليل الإذن فيه والتعسير في الأمر دليل الانصراف عنه. The final point, the relation between istikhara and dreams. Many people, they connect the istikhara with the dream and say, I did istikhara and right away I slept and I saw something. Be careful with the issue of dreams, because some people, they are living by the dreams. Oh, today I will not go out because I saw a dream. Or I saw a black cat. Or I heard the noise of a certain bird that I don't like. Or I saw brother, I don't like him, he's always bad omen. Something like this. We should be careful with this stuff, because they might lead to kind of believing in the bad omen, that moving things, and this is shirk, this is haram. However, dreams to be a sign of a message is different from the Prophet than us. I don't say Sayyiduna Ibrahim saw, Sayyiduna Muhammad saw. They are prophets and messengers. But for us, for the dream to be a message, should require first to be repeated several times. You cannot just see a dream and say, oh, khalas, I got it. You are not a prophet. You need to have a repeated, and this look at the king. إني أرى في المنام إني أرى 7 بقرات سمان. I see. He did not say I saw once. I see, I'm still seeing. Every night I see that 7 cows eating 7 cows. إني أرى. That should be repeatedly happening. Repeatedly happening. When you have this 3 times, 4 times, then it's a message. You have to look at to see what does it mean. Either do or don't do. The rest of the dreams for us could be either from shaitan, because we are doing istekhara, he would like to confuse us more, or it could be a reflection of what you want yourself. You have your own desires also. Your own desires will be reflected in the dreams. If you are making istekhara, don't rush and make a wrong interpretation for a single dream you saw, or a dream you saw it twice. At least you have to see the dream 3 times and more to start adding this to some other indications. I wish that I covered this from different aspects in a simple way. Do you have any questions?
Do I think you said in any language or just
Yes. For the scholars, most of the scholars, they said the ad'iyah, the inculcated dua should be done in Arabic. Should be done in Arabic. But if you cannot say it in Arabic, then you say it in your language. Because what is meant is the meaning, not the actual words. And seeking guidance from Allah is not limited to Arabic language. You can seek guidance because Allah created us in different languages. He cannot enforce one while He created us speaking different languages, asking us to do more than beyond our ability. That could be done. But first, if you are memorizing it in Arabic, do it in Arabic. If you are memorizing it in Arabic and you don't understand the meaning, do it in your own language. Because you have to do it sincerely, and you will not do it sincerely with some other language. This is nice. Say that and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive all of our sins.